Hey everybody, it's TheModernNative. So the other day, last week, something like that, just a little bit ago, I got a comment about how the cleanup project and stuff like that, uh, this person used to clean up on around a road by them, their favorite fishing spot, I think it was. And as they, cleaned it up, they'd have to go back and re-clean it up in the same area because people would continue to throw their garbage out. And they said it seemed like the more they cleaned up, the more people did it because, well, someone's cleaning it up, so whatever, toss it out there, someone else is going to handle it. And I understand that that can be frustrating and everything else, but they ended up just, giving up and trying to not care anymore, but you can tell that they still care. And I get it, it feels like you're fighting against the inevitable, and that'll happen, but you can't let that stop you. You really can't. Because when it comes down to it, if every time someone came up against the inevitable, something that no matter how much they fight it, no matter how much they go against it, something is going to replace it, come up in its place, or just take away all the effort that they just put into it. I know that is supremely frustrating, but if you actually take a second to step back and think about it, that is literally the definition of life. Now let me explain that. Almost every aspect in life is quite literally trying to fight the inevitable. From literally, my favorite example is firefighters. Every day firefighters go out, they get a call, they go to a fire, they put it out, they go back. Successful day. But you know what? Each day they go out, each day they go back to the station, they have another fire they have to deal with. There's always another one. Another one's going to start. They have to put it out. That's what they have to do. Now, most people in life, they look at it like job security, which is cool, whatever. Job security. That's how they rationalize it to themselves. But people who aren't getting like a monetary benefit from it, aren't gaining anything from it, they can kind of start getting well, I'm putting all this effort to try to do something good and nice, but all it's doing is just being destroyed, being reversed, and being taken away. So it's frustrating, so they want to quit. But if the firefighters quit, because you know what? The firefighter thought like that, and he's like, fuck, man, I've just put out so many fires, I still feel like it's kind of enough. No more fires, I'm done with it, because you know what? Whatever. It's not my responsibility. Now the town's burning. Same thing with cops. Everything from the beat cops all the way up to the FBI. Every corner drug dealer that you take down, there's going to be two that pop up to take its place. Every kingpin that gets dethroned, there's going to be another one that pops up who's going to be worse than the last. And that's how it always is. No matter what you do in life, something is always going to replace the adversary, the opposing force, the condition that you're trying to correct. It takes a massive amount of effort from each individual and a collective to actually be able to make a noticeable long-term difference. Now, just because you see that difference, just because, the difference is made, oh, look, it's clean, doesn't mean you can walk away, forget about it, and never go back to it and think that it's going to be okay. No, there always has to be a system, a group, someone to be put into place, to be responsible for it, to try to maintain it and keep it to the way it's supposed to be. That's the whole point in, like, security at a bank or a mall, or the military, frickin' police tape, a lock on a bike. Locks only keep honest people honest. So, if you leave your bike out there, it's going to get stolen. You can put a lock on it, and it's more likely not going to get stolen, but inevitably, if it's left there indefinitely, it could very well be stolen. But that's off topic. Anyway, if we give in to the inevitable, if we just let it beat us and we no longer fight against it and we just give in and give up, the roads, trails, walkways, they're all going to be covered in trash. Towns are going to be burning. Crime is going to be through the roof. Because when you look at it, like I said multiple times now, life is literally the inevitable. And you can never run from it, because the one guarantee to everybody in this life is you will die. No matter what doctors you go to, what medicine you take, how well you take care of yourself, you will die. It's no way to fight it, but everybody fights it for as long as they can. And that is how you need to look at it when it comes to every other aspect of life. Cleaning up trash, helping out a person in need, doing your part to try to make the world a better place, being a good person, doing the right thing. And I put all that in quotes because everything is defined on your own individual spectrum and scale and everything, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Because when it comes down to it, if you really are just going to quit and give up and just give in to the inevitable, this is going to sound harsh, but you might as well just kill yourself. If you want to just give up on the inevitable, you want to just give up on fighting an opposing force that you cannot beat, which is life, then you might as well give up. In general. Totally. Completely. Because that's what you're doing in life. Because everybody can make a difference. Everybody can make a difference. An immense difference. One person can make a difference a little bit. I just stopped while I was walking down the road and I picked up a bunch of bottles and cans. Well, the trail. And I went exploring the woods to see this spot I found interesting, and I saw a bunch of bottles and cans hanging around, and I cleaned them up. I couldn't grab the garbage that was in that spot because that's a new project spot. Got 4 now. But either which way, I keep finding new spots, more garbage and everything else, and that's going to continue to happen. And I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep doing my part to try to clean up the trails and parks and the waterways and everything that I see, simply because I want to do my part. And I know if people see me doing that, I might inspire them. They may not help me in what the project I'm working on, but what they could do is when they go to their favorite spot, they see a bunch of trash and everything else, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to clean that up. I think I got a bag in the car. I'm going to go and clean it up real quick. Or they're walking down the trail and they just see a cup on the side of the road, and they're like, oh, let me just grab that real quick. And that's all it takes. Just a little bit of a difference. You can affect multiple people without ever even knowing it. Never saying a word to them. They just see what you do and they get inspired by your actions. You can make a difference by doing that. So that's why I say you should never give up. You should always fight the inevitable. No matter how much or how many times you have to clean the same spot, correct the same issue, fix the same thing. People in Florida, I know you understand what I'm saying. Every time you get hit by a hurricane, you build your houses in the same fucking spot, which, most people are like, oh, that's dumb. But you know what? It's a beautiful place to live. You want to live there, and it's your home. No matter how many times Mother Nature wipes that shit clean off the board, you're going to build it back up. That is the kind of perseverance that people need to have. That is the kind of thought process people need to have. That no matter what happens, no matter how hard or inevitable or difficult the force is, you can fight against it, and you can actually make a difference. Because you inspire one person, they inspire more people. You can gather a collective of people. Then that group of individuals who thought that they couldn't make a difference now can change the world. With that, till next time, get out there, be a native, go beast.